Hi, my name is Samantha Singleton. This is going to be a story about finding myself in the vastness of the world, healing growth, and the profound impact of solo female travel on my life. 2 years ago, I made the transition from living in Utah to moving to LA with my now ex-boyfriend. After a sudden breakup, I found myself in an extreme state of confusion, depression, and not knowing what to do with my life moving forward. I was dealing with extreme heartbreak and trying to decide if I should stay in LA or come back to Utah to finish my degree here. After much thought and because of different financial reasons and housing, I decided to move back to Utah to finish my degree. At the time, I had been taking online classes through the University of Utah while living in LA. Still having about 2 months left with these online classes before starting in person again at the University of Utah. I had this unique amount of time and decided that I wanted to do something with it. I always dreamed of living in Hawaii. After some search on social media, I remembered a friend of a friend lived there that I knew of, so I ended up reaching out to her and told her that if she knew of a place I could stay, I would be more than happy to find a way out there and move out there for about a month or two. After a few weeks, she reached out to me and told me that a girl in her apartment would be leaving and there'd be about a month's time where a room was available. I decided to jump on the opportunity and move out there for a month. Rent ended up being cheaper in Hawaii than it was for me in Salt Lake at the time, so it was a perfect opportunity to take a step back, regroup myself, and heal from the heartbreak and kind of recenter my life. I found this decision very hard as I was in a really fragile state, and going out there by myself seemed very uncertain, and I was really scared to not know anyone while I was traveling. The only person I knew was a friend of a friend, and she would be leaving about 3 days after I got there, so then I would know absolutely no one. Nevertheless, I decided to go, and just about 2 weeks after committing to the trip, I left. Right before leaving, I had flown to LA and drove back with all of my belongings from there. I packed them in my parents' garage, and the very next day flew out to Hawaii. Initially, it was hard to adjust to solo travel, but I found a lot of beauty in the solitude of the island and being by myself. Over that month, I spent a lot of time working my remaining schoolwork, journaling, reading, and being outside. I went from feeling very scared and alone to be there by myself to loving it more than any trip I'd ever been on. I made a huge amount of new friends who I'm still connected with today, and look back on that time with so much joy and appreciation for taking the leap of faith to go by myself. While being there, my perspective for what I wanted in my own life slowly started to shift. Being away from my ex-boyfriend and from my family and friends provided me with the time to reflect on my own life, my own personal values, and what I wanted moving forward. Coming back to Utah, I walked into it in a whole new light. I was so excited to jump back into a school that I originally had not loved from the beginning, and I had such a newfound sense of independence, and I was so proud of myself for going on this trip by myself and meeting new people and proving to myself that I could do these things on my own. I'm so grateful for the ability to have taken online classes during that time and be able to continue my education while still traveling. Going abroad seems like a similar experience to me in the way where I'll get to experience independent traveling, seeing a new culture, being independent, while also still continuing my studies, and the opportunity to meet new peers and make new connections. My original experience of solo female travel was so enlightening and has placed me in such a better place in my life. I think that traveling alone as a female is so incredible, and it really gave me a sense of empowerment, independence, and I felt so much more self-reliance within myself once returning. And since I've been making so many big moves towards my career, and I feel so secure in what I'm doing with my own life. I hope that studying abroad can only build on this and provide me with another chance to grow in the way that I did in Hawaii. I feel that these past experiences of traveling by myself have really prepared me for studying abroad, and I hope to carry those skills with me and grow more as I'm abroad. I hope that other young women in my life can see this and learn from it as well, like my close friends and people like my little sister. I'm so excited to continue combining my love of travel and education in a new way to further step out of my comfort zone and grow as a young woman.